This is how Benny X makes beats like Can't Stop It for Yeet. Start with an electric guitar and draw in a dark chord progression in a minor scale. The sound I'm using is in Expand under the guitars section and it's called A Bit Dirty. Without any effects, the guitar sounds like this. It's nothing special, pretty boring to be honest. So I added two guitar rig presets. The first one is called Hall of Evil, and the second one is called Heavy Rocker. I also added a stereo enhancer and an EQ2 to cut out the lows. Yeet tends to add a lot of ad-lib layers to his songs that play the role of a counter melody, so I decided to keep the melody simple and I didn't add anything else to it. However, I did add a bass line. This sound is also in Expand under the bass section and it's called Round Wound. Now here's the secret to getting those real sounding rock drums like Benny X did and Can't Stop It. The bank is in Kontakt and it's called Studio Drummer. This bank is priced at $149 if you want to own it completely, but there is a cheaper option. Complete Now is a monthly subscription from Native Instruments for $9.99 a month. It gives you tons of banks to choose from, including Studio Drummer. I'm not sponsored in any way by Native Instruments, this is just what I personally use, so if you guys want to go check that out, I'll leave a link down to it in the description. I'm not going to go over how to use the entire plugin, but pretty much you can choose any of these grooves or fills and listen to a preview by clicking the play button. So for instance, let's just click one of these grooves and hit the play button. And if I decide I like how that sounds, I can click and hold this little button here and drag it onto my piano roll. And as you can see, it automatically drew in the same progression. If you want to make your own MIDI, that's also an option, and that's exactly what I did with this beat here. Each note on the piano roll is a different instrument. For example, C5 is a kick, D3 is a snare, and G♯5 is a hi-hat. Now this next part is optional, but I decided to make a second pattern so the beat doesn't get too repetitive. They're very similar drum patterns, I just added a crash to this one to switch it up. It's a little weird to draw on the drums at first because every note is a different style sound, but you get used to it the more you do it, and once you get the hang of it, it's really fun. Now let's go over how to do a beat switch to the trap drums. As you can see, I didn't go overboard with the sound selection at all. There was only 4 different sounds. We got a snare, hi-hat, spins 808, and an open hat. The snare pattern is very generic, just your standard clap or snare pattern, but the hi-hats are where the drums get interesting. Benny X used some very distinct vinyl scratches when he switched to the trap drums on Can't Stop It. So here's an easy way to get that effect. Draw in a simple hi-hat pattern like this, and add some hi-hat rolls wherever you want the scratches to hit. As you can see, I added mine here and here. Then I added Looprator to my hi-hats and selected these 2 vinyl options. You should be able to do something similar in Effectrix. I just use Looprator because that's what I'm most comfortable with. So here's what the hi-hats sound like without the Looprator. And now here's what they sound like with the vinyl scratches on. After the hi-hats, I added this open hat pattern. And this 808 pattern. Here's all those drum sounds put together. Now for the mixing, other than the guitar presets we already went over, I pretty much just leveled all the sounds until they sounded in place. And of course, there's a soft clipper on the master channel. Here's what the full beat sounds like. you want to see how Yeat made his song Out the Way, click this video right over here. Or if you want to see what it would sound like if Yeat made Plugin B, click this video right over here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.